All right, y'all. We got to talk about what just went down. Bro, there is no way that we just watched Gervonta Tank Davis gets a draw. Not only a draw, he lost that fight. Let's go ahead and start off with that. Tank lost that fight. Tank's literally my favorite modern day fighter that we have right now. But I'm also a big fan of real boxing, and I'm man enough to say that my boy lost. As simple as that, he lost. The judges, since he's the champ, the judges skimmed away with that little draw. If you can, honestly, in my opinion, I don't even know how you got to draw out of that. I'm gonna be real. The knockdown that they didn't count, plus Roach just outboxing him. Here, hold on. I'm gonna save that for the rest of this, but yeah, man. This is the Tank versus Lamont Roach breakdown, so let's talk boxing. All right, y'all. So off rip, we gotta say props to Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach, I give you all props, bro. You said what you said, and you did it, man. You negated all of the stuff that Tank did. You negated his straight left with a counter right hand, and then sometimes you follow up with the left hook to make sure that Tank was still at bay. And you negate the straight with either getting caught with it and counting him with the right, or once again just stopping him with the straight right before he even lands his. And just the way he was able to smother Tank and hit him with flurries and good combinations, because he knows that Tank is a spurts type of fighter. Tank was going to pour it on for a couple seconds and then back off and keep trying to figure him out. But there's a reason why Tank wasn't doing that, and I'm explaining that later in that video, so keep that in mind. But yeah, all props to Lamont Roach. She was eating Tank's big shots. I honestly give Lamont Roach big props, and that was a good display of underdog boxing and a good display of what happens when you work your ass off and the results show. Now, with that being said, I knew from the get-go this wasn't going to go well. Only because I don't think that Tank trained properly for this fight. Back when this fight first got announced, Tank wasn't even promoting the fight. All he was talking about is how much he hates boxing, how much he's ready to be gone, and how much he's just ready to be done with the sport. He was talking about, I just want my money and I'm going to leave. Calling out Jake Paul, offering up all these dumb little exhibition bouts like he's Mayweather and has already solidified himself as an all-time great when he hasn't. He's still low-key like in the middle of his career. Like, I knew that if he's talking like this, then how is that going to affect his training? But then I was like, nah, it's Tank. Tank will, Tank's smarter than that. He'll be able to lock back in and start grinding in the gym. And then all of a sudden, he puts on the story that the fight's canceled. And all of a sudden, it gets moved to March. I think it got moved to March because he didn't train. Also because in the press conference, you literally heard Roach say, a little mole told me that you haven't been training. And that's when he started saying, you better tighten up. You better tighten up.
If you ain't focused, because I know you ain't focused, it's been to the streets. It's been to the streets. I know you ain't focused. Right now, you better tighten up. Because if you don't, my mother, I'm going to make it look like a cakewalk.
He almost did make it look like a cakewalk. And, also, right when he said that, Tank snapped. And his exact words were, now that you said that, I promise you, oh, my mama, you going to sleep, da-da-da-da-da.
Now, I promise you, you better lead them home. You better lead the females home. On my mother, you better lead the females home and the kids. On my mother.
Yeah.
He said, now I promise you. That also led me to believe that he just wasn't taking it as serious as he should have been. Also, his main trainer was going through some personal stuff and wasn't really in the camp like he usually was. So things just weren't good for Tank from the get-go. So I honestly, that Saturday night, I was like, something's not right. Like, I don't think he's been training. I really don't. And, or at least I didn't think that he started off training like he should have. I didn't think he started training like he should have. Because all of a sudden, after Lamont Roach made those statements at the press conference, that's when we saw the whole viral Instagram clips of him hitting the pads and going crazy. So Yeah, I kind of knew this was going to happen. Now, that's not me discrediting Lamont Roach, because Lamont Roach came in and did what he had to do. He handled business, and he was negating all of Tank's signature moves. But, well, not all, but the ones that Tank was showing that night, he negated those. But the thing that gripes me about this is Tank is arguably the most talented out of all the young fighters that we got right now. So just seeing somebody with his talent, his potential, not try and waste it. And not only that, he got, like, I understand now. I do believe that the whole hair grease thing is true, but bro, you're a fighter, man. You shouldn't take no better than anybody. You should fight through that. Like, the same thing happened to Muhammad Ali, except it was on purpose. Sonny Liston put that stuff in his eye on purpose. And Ali, yeah, was getting rocked for those rounds, but then he got the stuff out of his eye and then he went back to whooping ass. Like, now I understand Tank is Muhammad Ali. That's literally the greatest of all time. But that's just an example, you know what I'm saying? My real boxing fans can support me on that. That's just giving an example. But yeah, when he took a knee, I was like, bro, what is going on? And he tried to, some people might want to compare it to when Floyd did it, like when Floyd broke his hand and then he took the knee. But when Floyd did that, it counted as a knockdown, and Floyd was still able to come back and win that fight. Tank, on the other hand, looked like he was just getting his ass beat. So I don't know, man. When it comes to Lamont Roach wasn't scared. That's one of the things that kind of messed with Tank, because most of the Tank's last opponents have been scared, like, or at least have been intimidated by him, and Tank knew it. Lamont Roach was not intimidated. He was game. Anytime Javante hit him with a good combination, Lamont Roach gave it right back, and he did it. He stuck his tongue out. It was crazy. But the thing is, Tank could have beaten him, but I'm not gonna lie, y'all. For my Tank fanboys, this is probably going to hurt y'all's feelings. Right now, I don't see Tank knocking out Roach. In the rematch, I don't see Tank knocking out Roach. I see him beating him. He can beat Roach dominantly, but he might not knock him out. And I'm only saying that because Roach knows him too well. He showed that this fight, the straight left hand, the counter straight that he always pulls, not gonna work. The counter overhand left, not gonna work. Roach negated both of those, and he showed it in this fight. So what Tank was doing is, when he would put the pressure on, Lamont Roach would, at least at first when he started putting the pressure on, it was working on Roach before Roach started to find the timing and figure out what Tank was going to do. So if Tank had just kept at that pace consistently, then he probably would have won more rounds and probably would have won in a more definable way. Now, I know that's not really his style, but bro, sometimes, like, look at some of the all-time greats, bro. To be a great fighter, sometimes you gotta do that. Look at Usyk versus Fury. Usyk was on Fury's ass from round 1 to round 12. Ali and Frazier, them boys were going at it from round 1 to round 15. Leonard and Hearns from round 1 to round 15. Like, bro, they go, like, real legends, like, if Tank is as great as he claims to be, then bro, you're gonna have fights like that, man, and it's okay. Not every fight's gonna end in a knockout, but bro, don't let up. And I understand Tank wants to do this for personal reasons. He wants to get his mental health right with his therapist. He wants to be he wants his own self to be right, because he's a girl dad, and he said that he feels like if he were to do therapy now while he's fighting, it's going to take away the fighter that he has inside, which I understand. And that's honestly not a bad reason to want to stop, because we're not going to be with Tank when he retires boxing. We're not going to be with him and his family. We don't know how that's going to affect his family. So him wanting to quit boxing in order to become a better person for his kids is a good reason. That is a good reason. But if this is your last year, he just could have took it so much. Like, he just could have done a lot better with it. And you know you're going to get paid, so why not, like, try your best? Like, I don't get it. If you're going to stay in it, then try your best. I don't care what anybody says. I'm standing on my statement. I don't think Tank was training at first when he should have been. And I feel like he did it later on during the camp, and it fucked him up in this fight. Because he was just lost, and then he was talking about how he didn't know which round it was. Like, Tank, come on, bro, you're better than that. You know you're better than that, man. Like, I don't know, y'all. And what really gripes me is, I do think Roach is good. He's better than I thought, for sure. But I only feel like he's as good in the public eye as he's looking right now because of how off Tank was and because of the history that those two have. If you were to throw a prime Devin Haney in there, I honestly feel like Roach would have got outboxed. I'm gonna be real, cause styles make fights. Only because styles make fights. Don't get it twisted. Roach has good, actually no crazy speed. He was showing me some good speed in that fight. He was a lot faster than I thought. Roach has good speed, decent power, and we know he's got a chin. But I feel like if you thrown a Devin in there, would have outboxed him. If you throw a Ryan in there, boy, because at first I was like, you could throw Ryan in there and Ryan would beat him. But then I was like, no, wait, what if Roach outboxes him? But then, gotta remember, like, the only person that I've seen time Ryan's left hook and time his speed is Tank. And yeah, Lamont Roach showed that he has good timing that can work on Tank, but I don't know if that time is gonna work on Ryan because Ryan low-key a different beast. But that's one of the things that kind of gripe me because I'm being honest, I don't think you could throw Roach against the Shakurs, the Devins, the Ryans, and he would look as good as he did against Tank. I just feel like styles make fights. I feel like that night he had Tank's number alongside with Tank not being as responsible as he should have been. And I feel like he made Tank pay for it. He made Tank pay for it. Lamont Roach won that fight, and the rematch needs to happen. Right now, and this is coming from a Tank fan, but I got to be real. Right now, Tank should have an L on his record, and he should come back and fight Roach because that was not no damn tie. That was an L. But hey, man, please let me know your thoughts and comments down below. I do hope Tank comes back because he's better than this, and I know that he can do it. But yeah, man, just because one of our favorite fighters had a little slip up, that does not mean the boxing's in the bad spot because we got a triple-decker main event happening in May with Ryan Garcia, Teofimo, and Devin Haney. That's going to be awesome, and the shot almost cost the shadows. And YBE will be vlogging and having a fun time while that's going on. Also got Terrence Bud Crawford versus Canelo happening soon, and we also, for my influencers boxers out there, we also got KSI versus Dylan Dennis coming up soon. So make sure that you stay tuned to the channel and make sure that you stay up for more updates on all those fights. YB has a lot of good content coming, so make sure that you guys stay tuned. Please like, comment, and subscribe, or you're gay. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.